What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound. And I did release a new song at the beginning of this month called Run, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Okay, guys, the Hall of Legends event is officially over. We paid 600 million DEC for this out of the DAO's coffers. And all in all, if you take a look at the leaderboard, we made back for the DAO 576 million. Now, I got to say, in isolation, right, if you're just looking at this in a vacuum, very disappointing. I mean, actually, even if you're not looking at it in a vacuum, this is actually quite disappointing. When we went through and actually voted for the proposal, the talk was that previous promo card events had done like 200 million a pop, and we were going to have 5 phases, and that this could lock up as much as $1 billion. Now, I was not even in the mindset that we would ever reach $1 billion, although that would be nice. But in my head, I was like, okay, if we can create volume for 600 million, add some new cards to the meta, and just, have like a lot of market transactions, right? Where people are buying the cards, selling the extras, going for gold foils, whatever. It burns a lot of DEC and has a lot of secondary effects for the marketplace. Creates volume, creates demand for DEC. As long as we hit 600 million, I'm good, right? As long as we hit 600 million, I'm good. And we didn't hit that. Now, the thing is, people are going to look at the auction as part of this as well, even though the auction was kind of added on. It wasn't really promised at the beginning of this. And if you take a look at where we're at with the auction, we have added about 100 million, and there's still 2 more gold foils, right? So I imagine those are going to go for at least 7 to 8 million. That's probably at least, 15 million right there. And then there's going to be like another, I don't know, however many, cards that still need to be sold. I think it's like 30 cards remaining. I think we're only at 60 something. But either way, my point being is that, like, sure, if you add the auction on top of this, then we're probably going to hit 700 million, which is cool. And then ultimately, like I said, if we're not looking at this in a vacuum, then, the Hall of Legends event and the auction together did do more than 600 million. It probably will close in 700 million or a little bit more than that. And of course, create a little, DEC volume. So a DEC volume and demand. So again, like, I have mixed feelings about this. I do wonder, had pricing been different early on, could things have changed? And I know the team was somewhat inflexible about this, right? The first one went well enough. It was over 100 million that they felt good enough about it. But I almost look back at this now, and I know hindsight is 2020, right? But I was talking about this on a live stream recently where it's like, if they had just done a cheaper one, right? Just cheaper cards on the second auction. I don't even remember what the cards were at that time, but if that had drawn in more capital, meaning that like more cards were sold at a cheaper price, but we ultimately locked up more DEC during that phase, could it have, could like cheaper pricing have been done throughout the rest and actually gotten more people involved? I don't know. That's going to be a question that we'll always ask ourselves until the end of time. The thing is, I look back at that, and the regret that I have is only that we didn't try it, because at the very least, what the team could have done is tried it for a phase, right, for the second phase, and if it didn't work, go back to the original pricing, right? If there wasn't much, then everybody, including myself, would have shut up about, if you sell it for cheaper, you might get more volume. But now that question's always going to linger there, right? And I know that I'm part of the problem because I'm the one making it linger. But that's just how I'm feeling about this situation, where I genuinely was hoping we would hit 600 million with just the legends, and we didn't. So at the end of the day, all of this really pales in comparison to what Conclave Arcana is going to do. But we can't have that always be like the answer. If we engage in something, in a transaction, which this was a transaction for the DAO, right? The DAO gave out 600 million DEC with the hopes of getting more back, and we didn't get more back. In fact, we didn't even get what we put out back in. To me, it's not a great sign, and I think we should be more thoughtful about that in the future, and maybe a little bit more stubborn or picky about like the terms of the deal. I mean, most of the time, we're just kind of going with whatever the team says. And again, I have trust in Matt. I know Matt and the team are doing their best. So I'm not trying to point fingers here. All I'm saying is that there is a muscle that we can flex. There is something that we can do to try and say, well, we want to do this, but let's try it maybe this way. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. And then we'll have egg on our face and, Matt can be like, I told you so. Right. But at this point in time, I'm like, okay, in the future, when we think through these things, let's maybe try to be a little bit more creative, to offer offer different options. And again, we're not even going to have that because we've already paid for the Conclave Arcana proposal. So like that's already happening. And at this point, we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But moving forward, if there are other events, and I do expect that there probably will be something that we'll have to fund the team for in the future, whether it's like the 7-year anniversary event, or if we do promo cards later on in the year, early next year, at some point there will be something going on. And I would like for the DAO to be much more thoughtful about that as we move forward, and not just be like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll make it back based on X, Y, and Z. And I actually completely expect that the waters are going to get completely muddy over the next couple of months as well, or over the next year, especially if things start to go really well, that everybody will just start saying like, oh yeah, whatever the team wants, let's do it, right? SPS is pumping, DEC is pumping, like we're all just having a good time, card values are going up. And so that is when I think we should be even more diligent and vigilant about like making sure we are engaging in the proper types of things. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Just want to share with you the end of the Hall of Legends. And honestly, you can see here, I did not get any points. I did not get involved. So I'm not the man in the arena. I'm the critic on the outside. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. I was just hoping for more from it, and we didn't see it. So it is what it is, but I appreciate everybody who did participate, and I hope you are happy with the cards that you have and all the rewards that you got with the leaderboard. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.